Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to understanding the fascinating world around us. Sometimes a day of sports isn't just about the scores. It's really a masterclass in strategy, resilience, and pure drama. And yesterday's baseball diamonds were absolutely buzzing. A full slate of games that, well, they had everything a fan could ask for. We saw dominant pitching clinics, slugfests, and yeah, even those nail-biting finishes that kind of leave you speechless. So our mission today, it isn't just to recap who won and lost. No way. We're going beyond that. We've taken a stack of your sources, all the articles, the game analyses, notes, everything, and we're going to extract the core strategies, those pivotal moments, and the underlying narratives from these incredible games. The goal is really to understand what made each game unique and what insights they offer into the diverse ways teams win and lose in baseball. We're digging into those sources to uncover the nuggets of knowledge, the why behind the outcomes.
Exactly. And when you look closely at these narratives, you can really see how different philosophies of play were just, well, on full display. It gives you this unique lens into the sport, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It lets us appreciate not just the final score, but the intricate how and why behind it all. You start to see patterns emerge that honestly speak to the heart of competitive strategy. Lessons that go way beyond the baseball field.
All right, so after that overview, where should we start with these games? I mean, there's a lot to unpack. Well, one thing that immediately jumped out from your sources was how often sheer pitching dominance was the story. Some days, victory really is just how silencing the bats, and yesterday gave us two absolute masterclasses in that.
Oh.
Okay, first up, let's dissect that Miami Marlins win, 5-0 over the Washington Nationals. What struck me here, looking at the sources, was how it wasn't just a win, it felt like a textbook demonstration of pitching and defense, like perfect execution.
Oh, completely. The Marlins starting pitcher delivered an absolutely masterful performance, just silenced the Nationals' bats pretty much the whole game. And he wasn't just throwing hard, right? He was pitching incredibly smart.
Yeah.
Hitting his spots consistently. Precision was key.
Yeah, keeping them off balance.
Totally. That deceptive mix of fastballs and off-speed stuff,
Yeah.
he just commanded the strike zone. Racked up strikeouts, induced so much weak contact that Nationals, I mean, they just couldn't string anything together. They looked kind of lost at the plate, honestly. No rhythm against that kind of dominance.
Right. So for Miami, it was more than just a W in the column. It felt like a statement, winning through superb pitching.
Definitely a statement win.
Then we saw a very similar story, didn't we, with the San Diego Padres shutting out the Colorado Rockies 2-0, another game where it was just dominant pitching from the get-go.
Yeah, from start to finish. The Padres starter was just in complete control from the first pitch, really. He was baffling those Rockies hitters. Yeah. Impressive arsenal of pitches, commanding presence on the mound, the whole path.
Big an offense.
Well, the Padres' offense provided just enough support. Couple of timely hits, that crucial RBI double. But that was all they needed. But, make no mistake, this game was all about the pitching. A classic low-scoring affair that really showcased how vital that starting pitching and solid defense are.
And the Rockies' offense, which can usually put up runs, was just neutralized.
Completely shut down. Couldn't find an answer.
That really highlights the power of a single arm, doesn't it? These weren't just good outings. They were, like you said, masterclasses. But it makes me wonder, how much can one player truly dictate the entire dynamic of a game, especially when they're locked in like that?
That's a great question. And, team defense is always crucial. Absolutely. You can't discount that. But what these games really underscore is the leveraging effect of an elite pitcher. When they're in that kind of zone, executing pitch after pitch with that precision and mental toughness, they don't just perform well. They fundamentally reshape the entire game. They limit the other team's chances so much that the pressure on their own team, well, it drops dramatically.
Gotcha.
So the key nugget of knowledge here, I think, is the outsized strategic impact of a specialist performing at their absolute peak.
Yeah.
It's not just raw talent. It's about how they strategically apply that talent to completely neutralize the other team's whole approach.
Okay, so we've seen how pitching can just shut things down tight, but then there's the other side of the coin, right? Your sources also showed us those games with incredible offensive fireworks, where teams they just needed to out-hit the opponent. That's where things get really interesting. Totally different path to victory. Explosive.
Absolutely. A completely different flavor of win.
Let's talk about the New York Yankees beating the Detroit Tigers 9-3. The Yankees' offense just exploded. It showcased that raw power and the depth they have makes them such a constant threat.
Right. The Tigers kept it close for a little while, but eventually that Yankees lineup was just too much to handle. The bats really came alive, didn't they? Middle innings especially, flurry of home runs, doubles, timely hitting, just driving in runs relentlessly.
Yeah, it felt like a classic Yankees win. Overwhelming firepower, top to bottom of the order, plus, solid enough pitching behind it.
And the Tigers, despite some bright spots, they just couldn't keep pace with that kind of offensive onslaught.
No. It really highlighted that stark contrast in maybe talent levels, solidified the Yankees' position as a dominant
For
force.
sure.
Then we had the Chicago Cubs winning 6-4 against the Tampa Bay Rays. That felt like more of a hard-fought battle, but it still highlighted the Cubs' offensive depth and resilience.
Yeah, that was a good one. The Rays, they're known for strong pitching, scrappy play.
Mhm.
They kept it close. But the Cubs just consistently found ways to get runners on base and, crucially, drive them in.
Right, it wasn't just one or two guys.
Exactly. They showcased a really balanced attack, key contributions from multiple players up and down that lineup. It proved they aren't just relying on a couple of stars to carry the offensive load.
And the Rays pitchers, they kind of struggled to contain them in those key moments, didn't they? Allowed too many base runners, gave up those crucial runs late.
They did. So this win was pretty significant for the Cubs. Showed they can beat a tough opponent, produce runs against quality pitching.
Okay, so if you put those two offensive wins side by side, the Yankees and the Cubs, it really does crystallize two different ways to score runs, doesn't it?
It does. You've got the Yankees with that sheer, undeniable power. Individual stars changing the game with one swing. But then the Cubs showed that resilience, that depth, grinding down strong pitching with consistent pressure from everyone, a collective effort.
So it begs the question, I guess, is a balanced attack where everyone contributes sometimes more consistently effective than just relying on a few big bats?
Well, it certainly challenges that assumption, doesn't it? Sometimes having that relentless, multifaceted approach where the pressure is always on the pitcher from different parts of the lineup,
Yeah.
that could be just as potent, maybe even more so over the long haul.
Interesting point. Okay, let's pivot again. We've done pitching dominance, we've done offensive explosions. Now, let's talk about a different kind of victory. One that proves you don't always need to hit home runs to win. Your sources pointed to one game yesterday that was just a strategic masterclass, all about the fundamentals.
Ah, yes, the small ball game.
Exactly. The Cleveland Guardians beating the Kansas City Royals 3-2. Quintessential small ball victory, right?
Absolutely. A strategic masterclass, like you said.
Yeah.
It relied on timely hitting, sure, but also smart base running and, of course, lockdown pitching.
It was a real pitcher's duel for most of it. Runs were definitely at a premium.
They were. And the Guardians just managed to scratch across just enough runs to get the win. Often it was singles, walks, those savvy plays on the base pass, manufacturing runs, putting guys in scoring position.
Right. Well, the Royals, they had solid pitching too, but just couldn't find that extra hit when they needed it. Left them just short.
Just short. And this game, it's such a powerful reminder, isn't it, that you don't need a barrage of homers to win. Sometimes the team that just executes the fundamentals best capitalizes on every single small opportunity. They come out on top.
It's like, I don't know, a precision Swiss watch versus a sledgehammer. Both can work, but they're so different in their kind of beauty.
That's a fantastic analogy. Because what's really striking here is how this game emphasizes the precision and the intelligence in baseball. It's not about brute force. It's meticulous planning, flawless execution of the basics, the bunt, the steal, the perfectly placed single. The nugget of knowledge from this game is that these micro decisions, these strategic nuances, they can be just as impactful as a 3-run homer. It pushes us to appreciate the art of baseball, the finesse, the strategic chess match.
Yeah.
Maybe even more than just the raw power sometimes.
Yeah, makes you value every single play, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Okay, finally. Let's talk about the games that really kept us on the edge of our seats. The ones filled with incredible drama, resilience. These are the narratives, I think, that really stick with you long after the final out.
The emotional roller coasters.
Totally. First, the Philadelphia Phillies getting a hard-fought 6-4 win over the New York Mets. Just a tense back-and-forth game that, it perfectly captured that fierce rivalry, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The lead changed hands multiple times.
Yeah.
Every single pitch felt incredibly significant. You could feel the tension.
And the Phillies offense, they came through with clutch hits in key moments, especially later in the game, to pull away.
Right. While the Mets, they put up a valiant effort, but just couldn't quite close that gap. Left runners on base in critical spots, failed to get that one big hit they needed. It happens.
Yeah, so that game really felt like a testament to the Phillies' resilience, their ability to perform under that kind of pressure.
Definitely showed their character.
And then the Seattle Mariners' thrilling 7-6 win over the Los Angeles Angels. Wow, that was, I think, undoubtedly the most dramatic game of the day. A true nail-biter, right down to the wire.
Oh, yeah, that was something else. The Angels' offense, led by their stars, they came out strong, built a commanding lead early on, looked like they might run away with it.
But the Mariners' comeback, that was the story of the day, wasn't it?
Incredible grit, determination. They just chipped away at that deficit, run by run, never gave up. And eventually they took the lead in the late innings. The final moments were just pure tension.
Angels mounted that last-ditch effort.
Right. Fell just short, left the tying run stranded on base. Heartbreaking for them, exhilarating for Seattle.
So for the Mariners, that wasn't just another win. Felt like a real character-building victory. Showed they could perform under huge pressure and snatch a win from the jaws of defeat.
Absolutely. And maybe highlighted some of the Angels' bullpen struggles, too.
Good point. These last two games, they make me think about the mental side of it all. How much of these outcomes, especially in those really tight back-and-forth battles, comes down to a team's collective mindset, their belief, rather than just raw talent or strategy. Is it really like a psychological chess match just as much as a physical one?
That's a fantastic observation, and it's precisely the nugget of knowledge these games really hammer home. The profound emotional and psychological side of baseball, they showcase that ebb and flow of momentum, don't they? The immense pressure of key moments, the sheer grit needed to either hold a lead or fight back when things look bleak.
Yeah.
A team's collective mindset, its belief in itself, that can absolutely influence the outcome just as much as individual talent or a perfectly executed play. It's that powerful reminder of the human element in sports. Mental fortitude can sometimes just trump everything else.
So, okay, let's recap. After diving deep into your sources from yesterday's baseball action, what are the key takeaways? We've pulled out some powerful nuggets for you. First, the specialist's impact. We saw how one dominant pitcher can totally change a game, right? Neutralizing offenses through strategic command and mental toughness.
Right. And second, the power of depth. Whether it's that overwhelming offensive firepower from stars or a balanced lineup grinding down defenses, a relentless attack finds ways to score.
Gotcha. Our third nugget, the art of precision. That small ball approach proves that meticulous execution of fundamentals, timely hits, smart base running, strategic plays can be just as potent as home runs. Values intelligence over pure strength.
Exactly. And finally, the human element. Resilience, mental fortitude, sheer grit. These can dramatically shift momentum and snatch victory from defeat. It highlights baseball's intense psychological side.
So these aren't just scores, they're like blueprints for success in really diverse forms.
Indeed. Each of these games, really, in its own unique way, contributed to a day of baseball that was just as rich in strategy as it was in excitement. It reminds us, I think, that whether it's a baseball game or maybe a complex project you're tackling, understanding these different approaches, overwhelming power, precise execution, leveraging a specialist, or just sheer resilience against adversity. Understanding them can eliminate pathways to success, even when you face unexpected challenges. So the question to leave you with is, how do these different winning strategies resonate with challenges you might face in your own life or work? Something to think about, maybe long after the final score is in.